Alright, today, I think this is going to finish up our 90s versus modern special. And this is on the wrestling thing.
The wrestling wars.
How great it was in the 90s and probably the early 2000s and what it is now. Yeah, well, we know how everything started. Like, Ted Challenge switched to a Monday Night War, how things kicked off. And with the WWF, when things was really great in the late 90s in WWF, you had Steve Austin, The Rock, Taker, DX, King, you had The Miz,
Undertaker, you had the Nation Domination, you had, but I remember when Raw came on for only an hour and WWE's on for about an hour, and then WCW got Eric Bischoff. He put it to 2 hours and then to 3 hours, but what really kicked off WCW in the early to mid 90s was when they signed Hulk Hogan, when he beat Flair. You knew that was happening, but when it really branched out was at Bash the Beach '96 when Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan joined and started the NWO, and they turned on Sting, Luger, his best friend, the Madness, Macho Man Randy said, "Oh yeah." But that's when WCW took off. WWF was starting to take off when Stone Cold made that same huge impact at King of the Ring of 1996 when he went into the Austin 316 and says, "I just whooped your ass face." And but WCW was just more interested. They had new storylines. They had just a new breed of wrestlers that was coming in to contain and basically give WWF a challenge. I mean, Vince McMahon actually was like, "Oh my God, they are a force to be reckoned with." But
anyways, and then WCW had your Stings, the NWO. Then you had Page, Luger, the Horsemen. Then you had great talent like Guerrero, Malenko,
Guerrero,
Rey Mysterio. Then you had Benoit, Booker T. Yeah.
Even you had Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. Before Scott joined NWO, you had DDP.
Yeah, I mentioned him. Ooh, cool. Then, anyways, Vince, he used to criticize WCW for stealing his talent. I think the same thing as of right now would do good for him. Yeah, but
I mean, what really took WCW off again was when they got Goldberg. He came out toward the end of '97, didn't he?
Yeah, September.
So he came toward the end of '97, like in September of '97, and he just demolished opponents. I mean, he just would go through them like in a minute and kick everybody's ass,
Yeah.
And then
they say he was overrated, but he's not. Look at his early matches there.
And then, you go back to the WWF, The Rock started to branch out. He turned heel. And Stone Cold was up and coming. But what really kicked the attitude out, in my opinion, was WrestleMania 13. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, they planted the seed.
They did plant the seed, and it continued to grow. The match between Bret and Stone Cold was phenomenal. It was immaculate. And for some reason, I will never understand why Vince never did ever put them as a tag team, because they probably been made one hell of a tag team. But you know what? Thank God we got the games like Raw and SmackDown to do that. But we never know how bad of a team they could have been. But then WCW started taking off. When
Goldberg became the champion.
When Goldberg went to the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, that's around the time I made sure I looked at wrestling faithfully every week. If I missed it, I'd be pissed off as hell.
You're looking at two guys that'll tell you. A lot of people like church, we do too, but we made sure Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and Sundays we watched wrestling religiously. That's how much wrestling meant to us.
Yeah, when they have a special on any other day.
And when Goldberg beat Hogan for the 1, 2, 3, that basically made it the best Nitro ever.
But
since Luger had beat Hogan in '97, right?
Yeah.
That was the best night of Nitro. That was the second best match when Goldberg took over. But
well, I rank it #1, and then this is second. He might have been my #1 favorite when I was a kid. But
that's what I was saying. You know, he did it first, then you know, but basically Goldberg would be ranked as #1.
Yeah. But anyways, now almost then 99 to 2000 things was carried out. 2001 they was losing their edge, but the rest of the early 2000s was worth checking out. 06 and 7 wasn't bad. 08 it was still good. Well, it was still good until 2009 after SummerSlam. That brings me to the modern day shit, modern mainstream wrestling. They have been disappointed as of late. And TNA, I might say majority of the time all year, except for the July when they was
1st to October 7th, they was kick ass. But I'm gonna rewind a few years since he gave you the information on this. But
well, we don't have much time. Okay.
You know, 98, Stone Cold erupted, beat Shawn Michaels, won the Rumble. DX came, then Stone Cold reigned supreme to a neck injury. WWF beat WCW for forever after that, but WCW went out of business. You know, you all know, because they would always be backstage like, what do we do? Have them go out and talk for about 30 minutes and we'll have a quick match. Yeah,
they didn't have a boss really. Everybody would stay on boss, and that's not a good thing. You can't do that and wrestle at the same time. That's an easy way to go out. But I ain't gonna speak on everything year for year. Y'all know.
We're just giving you brief details. We're not gonna be on here, you know.
Hopefully I can go longer someday. Right now. But anyways, the modern shit, it's been WWE. It was great around the road to WrestleMania. It was great. Then after that, they kind of been slipping. Mainstream wrestling is disappointing. Local wrestling is the shit to look at if you still like wrestling.
The thing that pissed me off was, I hate to say this, in 23, he's 23. For 22 years, SummerSlam was badass. 22 years in the making. And 2010s bombed.
They ruined SummerSlam this year.
TNA may not be mainstream. It's still kind of like indies, kind of, but they get primetime television. But that's the wrestling that's probably going to basically give WWE a threat, because every match, they got young superstars like AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, the Pope.
Jeff Hardy, he might have been from the WWF originally, a real superstar.
But, you know, he's made TNA as the world champion. But, you know, Anderson,
he was an ex-WWF guy. He still proved to WWE they made a mistake of not pushing him to the top.
Just like the Pope.
Yeah.
You know, when he was called Elijah Burke. But, you know, I hope you get something out of this little video we made, because, I mean, we went through basically every era, the downfalls. WWF's downfall is still happening. I mean, they need to get rid of a little celebrity host shit and celebrity guests. That stuff's getting old.
Well, I don't mind them showing up every now and then, but every week it gets boring. It gets so then about then in 02 when Stone Cold and The Rock left, that's when folks wasn't feeling wrestling anymore. It wasn't as popular as it was. Then Goldberg, he's another popular figure. He just didn't want to be stuck in the business like Hogan and Flair.
Yeah, the thing that makes me mad is, you know, they took SummerSlam away from us.
Who?
They took SummerSlam away from us.
SummerSlam.
How they made it so damn lame this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully WrestleMania save it this year, or the Royal Rumble.
But though,
yeah.
I'm still kind of worried about Mania. But that's all we got. Hey, and if y'all still love wrestling, true wrestling, check out the local shit instead of mainstream stuff. But if mainstream wrestling want us to get their shit, then they need to shape up real fast. Do it and do it fast.
And please do not watch Bragging Rights, because it's going to be...
But we gotta go.
Have a good one.